This segment is proudly brought to you by 3P, the Wealth Creators, and Home Edge Finance, our experience, giving you the edge in home and commercial lending.
Yassas, Ziggy here, and welcome to the finance segment Money Does Grow on Trees on GRTV. On the show, we cover all things money and welcome your questions by email. The question that's selected to be covered on the show will receive a free copy of my book, Money Does Grow on Trees. This week's question comes from Greg in Point Cook, Melbourne, and he asks, Ziggy, I'm 47 years of age and need to make sure I have enough in retirement, but feel like I'm just not doing enough. After living expenses, school fees and house payments, I'm only investing a little. How can I make it better? Thanks for the question, Greg, and that is a classic scenario of what I call the poverty trap. According to Webster's dictionary, the definition of poverty is the condition of being poor or not having enough to live on. Now, thank God we don't live in real poverty here in Australia. However, there are many who have fallen into this trap and do not have enough to live on. Let me introduce the concept by explaining the stages it occurs in. Stage 1. When you're in your early 20s, life is good. Given you are single and earning a good income, your cash flow is strong, but your cash is spent on working, dining out, travelling, and nothing is left for investment. In stage 2, just when you think you are happy, you do something silly and get married. You buy your first house, and even though you're both working, most of the money is going to your mortgage. Plus, you're still dining out and doing some travelling before the kids come along. In stage 3, you decide to start a family and your net cash flow really falls away as you convert to a single income and have all the obligations of mortgage payments, education costs and other family expenses. And this is after the tax man has got his share. In this stage, there are only minimal funds being invested. In stage 4, the kids leave home, the home loan is significantly reduced or even paid off, and just when your cash flow begins to increase, you realise that you are 50 to 55 years of age and there is very little time left for investment. I still get clients during this stage who ask me for advice, and all I can say is that it's certainly better late than never, and something is still salvageable. Finishing off with stage 5, here you are to enjoy retirement, but you can only do that if you have any money left. Greg, coming back to your question, it sounds like you're in stage 3. So let me give you some tips to help you out. Remember, your priorities determine how much you will have in retirement, and being disciplined is key. So here are 3 areas to focus on. Firstly, goals are so important. Work out what is important to you and your family. Put some goals in place now and begin with the end in mind. So work out how much you're going to need if you were retiring today. Second, cash leakage. If your finances are not set up properly, there will be leakage. Cash leakage. So make sure you're managing your cash flow in the most efficient way possible. You'd be surprised at what you uncover if you just look into it. You've no doubt heard the phrase that cash is king. This doesn't mean that you need lots of it, but it does mean keeping a check on what comes in and what goes out. Also, make sure you're not paying more tax than you're legally obliged to. The final point is advice. Get some good advice from a reputable financial advisor, and make sure your accountant and financial advisor are communicating to ensure all advice is in your best interest. Whatever stage you are in, the earlier the better. Make sure you get your finances reviewed and get a financial plan done. It will save you lots of stress and give you peace of mind. Well, that's the end of the segment. Remember to email your questions in, and if your question is covered on the show, I'll send you a free copy of my book, Money Does Grow on Trees. Greg, thanks for your question. A copy is on its way to you, my friend. On behalf of GRTV, I'm Ziggy, and remember, money does grow on trees. Yassas.